Good morning, party people. It's Trailblazer B. I'm gonna hike every trail in the world. I'm gonna hike every single one. I'm gonna do them all in my lifetime. And today we're doing the Lahaina Pali trail. So this trail is 5 miles long, out and back. It goes from sea level up to 1,500 feet in elevation. So the whole way up is gonna be uphill, and then the whole way down is gonna be downhill. But I've heard this is a really good trail. It's actually a historic trail, so it was originally used for travelers to get across from Lahaina to somewhere, but we're gonna hike it up today. There should be some pretty good views from up at the top. No waterfalls or anything like that, but it does have an ocean view. So you can see over here, this road, I am in Lahaina, so this road over here, on the other side of it is the ocean. So we're hiking our way up, we're gonna get up on the ridge, and then we're gonna come back down. There is, holy crap, I just noticed this right before we start. There's a big old something or other right there. But wish me luck. We're gonna start climbing and hope our legs don't give out on us. So from everything I read, about 95% of the path is this really rocky stuff. It's supposed to be pretty sturdy the whole way up, but there are a lot of rocks, so you have to watch your step, make sure you don't roll an ankle, and you just gotta be careful. So just for time reference, so you guys have it, I'm a few minutes into the trail. It's 7:11 in the morning. So I'm gonna keep track of the time that it takes. But so far we're just climbing up this hill. You can still hear the cars from the road. So we're not too far in yet, but it is paved right here, which is pretty nice. I think the rest of the trail though is gonna be pretty difficult. Lots of uphill with rockiness. All right, so here you can see the paved road is ending and the trail actually goes up through these rocks. So this is where I think the trail actually like legit starts. We're gonna go at it pretty hard, but gotta be careful because this is not really too great of a walking path. This one is supposed to be a challenge, which I'm looking forward to, but just gotta be really, really careful. There's the ocean behind me. You can see the other island over there. You can hear the cars still. But I don't know how easy this path is gonna be to follow, so we're gonna have to pay attention and not get lost. Right now I'm wishing that I brought my sunglasses, because as you can see, the sun is just starting to peek over that ridge over there, and that's the direction I'm headed. So I'm kind of just like looking down at my feet, trying not to go blind. But that sun is really bright. I thought about bringing them and I decided not to. So now I know next time if I think I might need my sunglasses, I need to bring them anyways. But we're getting into it pretty far, and it's beautiful so far. Everything around here is very dry. It's not like a lot of the other hikes I've been on where it's like in the rainforest. This is very much the dry side of the mountain. It's 7:30 now, and from this spot that I'm at, I can see 3 other islands. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. This over here is still part of the same island that I'm on now, but 3 other islands from this spot. And you can see we're not even up towards the top yet. I definitely thought that rock right there, I thought it was a hunting blind. I thought I was coming up on a hunting spot, but nope, it's just a rock. But we're making our way up. You can see the path goes up this way, then there's a little wall. I think it's right there. So how do I, anyways, making our way up. I'm gonna have to stop and empty out my shoe because it just got filled with rocks. But other than that, so far it hasn't been too bad. Very sturdy path, but very rocky. It's really easy to see from here how much elevation I've gained. So I started off at sea level, which is down below that. There's actually a bridge tunnel over there. And then I came all the way up to Basically, if you look straight across, it's kind of the height I'm standing at. Now, a lot of the hikes I go on, I said that you could probably do them barefoot. This is definitely not one of those hikes. If you're doing the Lahaina Pali trail, definitely want to have shoes on. It is not conducive for going barefoot. But let's see, I'm coming up on a sign right now. It says the Kamachi Gulch, or no, the Kamoahi Gulch, and it says 0.6 miles. Not sure what that is, but I want to see it. So in 0.6 miles, we're gonna find out. Well, if I needed to set up camp for the night, I definitely found the spot that I would do it in. This little rock formation. It's not quite a cave, but it does have some coverage from rain or what have you. So if something bad were to happen, I needed to set up camp, this is where I would do it at. Trail just opened up. We're no longer on the side of just one ridge. Now I can see a significant portion of the mountain. You can see multiple ridges going all the way across. So obviously you're not supposed to take rocks from Hawaii. So I'm not gonna take any rocks. But who said I couldn't juggle them? One thing I'm definitely looking forward to on this hike is that towards the end, you actually end up where the windmills are. I think there's a separate hike that's specifically the windmill trail, but I know that this one does end up either just looking at them or getting really close to them. I'm not sure. I just kind of read the reviews on all trails and it said you get to see them at the end, so that'll be cool. Looking forward to that for sure. But we're still just all uphill. It's 7:51 now. We're about 40 minutes in. And yeah, 40 minutes is straight uphill. Couple advantages to doing this hike so early in the morning. One being, I'm the only person here. There's no one else on this trail at all. On the first one to it, I'm sure other people are gonna hike it later today because it is a Saturday. But right now I'm the only person on this trail. Second nice thing is that when you hit it so early in the morning, you get some of that cooler air. This is supposed to be a very hot hike. Especially if the sun is directly overhead, it's going to get really toasty really fast. So doing it in the morning, the temperatures haven't risen that much yet, so I get the opportunity to enjoy some colder air. It's very hot on Maui. So just over that ridge, you can barely see it. That's one of the windmills. This is my path forward. Hopefully it leads up there and I get to see him up close. I can definitely, every once in a while when I'm in the right spot, I can hear him whoosh like But it's 8:08 right now. We're almost an hour into the hike and it still remains uphill the whole way. So far, I'm thinking that I would rank this as a moderate trail just because of how long I've been going uphill and because there are some spots where instead of walking over the rocks, you actually have to climb them. So I'm thinking it's gonna be a moderate trail when I rate it at the end, but we will see. The way down should be pretty easy. But yeah, still just going all the way uphill. So here in the different layers of sediment, you can see yellow, orange, red, and then black. This is actually previously a lava flow. So all of this was once liquid and it came down here and solidified. All right, the wind is starting to pick up a little bit. Kind of getting blown around up here. I think it's just because of elevation, but also in the mornings the wind is typically a lot weaker than later in the day. Whew, I almost tripped. I know it's 8:17, so the wind's starting to pick up, but I think I'm getting closer and closer to the top. Started to sprinkle a little bit and it got really cold really fast, so I put my shirt back on, and as soon as I got it on, it stopped sprinkling. So that's the universe telling me, no matter what you do, Brennan, we're gonna do something different. Nope, it's drizzling again. Oh, hey, look, there's a rainbow behind me. There are rainbows like every day in Maui. Is that a double rainbow? It is! Double rainbow all the way. Ah. Wow, that's pretty cool. But it is drizzling again. It's getting cold. So we're coming up on the windmills here. That means we're almost done with the trail. I know the end point gives you a good view of them. But look, we can already see one. There's one going up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 windmills. So it's 8:33 now, which means we're about an hour and a half into the hike, a little less than. All trails did say it takes an average of 3 hours, 2 hours 40 minutes maybe, I'm not sure. But that is the range. You can see though, tons of windmills behind me, generating a ton of electricity. I can't hear them, they're going like... Yeah, I'm not sure how much further the path goes. We're gonna take it till the end and start heading back. Now that we're pretty much at the top, I feel like I'm in a Windows loading screen. It's beautiful up here. Very, very quiet, very peaceful. You can't hear the road. You can hear the windmills going, but aside from that, the only other thing is the wind. It's very tranquil up here, very nice spot. But probably once I get to the end, I'm probably gonna sit down and just enjoy it for a little bit, and then make my way back down. So far, not a horrible hike. It is very uphill, or has been very uphill, but really not too challenging. All right, so now it looks like we're gonna go into this little valley here, and then we're gonna loop around and zigzag up. It's getting very, very windy. I see why the windmills are placed in this location, because the wind is gonna knock me over. Alright, I officially made it up to the top. The rest of this, you'll see behind me, this turns into a vehicle path. So it's actually for the windmills, I believe. But you can see, I'm right up by them, and they're super loud. It's super, super windy up here. And I can hardly hear myself thinking. But over here, you see there's a storm about to roll in. So I'm going to start making my way back down. Hope I don't run out of time. It's coming in pretty quick. I'm gonna start hustling back down. The way downhill should be a lot faster than the way uphill. Right now it's 9:08, so we're 2 hours into the hike. We're going back down now. You see those clouds rolling in the storm is getting bigger on this side. Originally it was just contained on my left here, but now it's coming straight at me. So we're gonna try to make it down quick. That rain is starting to hit me. It's getting really, really cold, really fast. And the rocks are now getting slippery. There's just enough rain to put a little coat of water on everything. So I'm gonna watch my step, be careful, because these rocks being slick is not a good thing for trying to get downhill. Very easy to slip. I think it's gonna get muddy as well. So I'm gonna try to keep my pace up and make it back to the car. It does look like the rain is only just starting. There's gonna be a lot to come. But that's what I get for not checking the weather before I started a hike. The wind is getting so strong that it's actually pushing me around. I'm standing a little bit further away from the edge than I normally would, just because the wind keeps pushing me and I keep swaying. Still making progress. The storm, you can see it behind me. Clear skies over there. I'm getting chased. It's a race for time against this storm right now. I got a little bit more than a mile left, but the rain has stopped where I'm at. I'm not sure if it's gonna keep moving in and eventually catch me, but right now I've got some sun and it's pretty dry, so that's a good thing. We're making our way back down. I'm really hoping nobody broke into my car. I did read one of the reviews that this spot tends to have people breaking into cars, so hopefully when I get down there all my windows are still intact and nobody shattered any of them. Alrighty, it's 10:11 right now, which means I have officially been hiking this trail for 3 hours. The rain has stopped and the sun is shining a little bit now, which is good. But we are still, I think we're probably still half a mile out from the trailhead. I'm officially at the point where I can hear the road again, and I can also hear these people partying on this boat. I can very faintly hear their voices. They sound like they're hollering and having a good time. That means I'm getting closer and closer to sea level, which is where I'm parked at. So just a little bit further to go, and then we're done with the hike. A quick 5 miles. It's 10:24, so it took a little over 3 hours, but I was going at a leisurely pace. I mean, I'm not done yet, so still more to go. But as of right now, we're at 3 hours, 13 minutes in. Alrighty folks, we made it back down to the paved part of the path, which pretty much means we're done. So on a scale of extreme, hard, moderate, easy, cakewalk, I would put this hike at moderate. I'm not gonna say it's a must-see. It is very beautiful, but I have been in some spots that kind of took my breath away, and this didn't really do that for me. So it's a moderate hike. It's uphill the whole way up the first 2.5 miles, and then it's downhill the last 2.5 miles when you're coming back. You do get to see the windmills at the end, which is pretty cool. But definitely want to make sure you have hiking shoes. This is not one you can do barefoot. The rocks are endless. There's tons of them. And some of them are loose. I did lose my footing a couple times just on the gravel when I was coming downhill. It kind of slipped out from underneath me. But other than that, it's not horrible. Just because you have to climb over some spots and because it's uphill for 2.5 miles, I am gonna say this is a moderate hike. But this has been the Lahaina Pali Trail, and thank you all for watching. Yeah.